Welcome back to Orlando Out of Context. I'm Brian.
And I'm Stephanie. And we're live.
We're
from
live
the big white couch.
with no
agenda.
Well, you know they discontinued this couch. I found out.
Oh, I'm surprised you didn't buy the last of them. So
Well,
you would always have one.
No, I need like it's time for a new slip cover, I think, for this couch.
I think we should tie-dye it. How come we didn't do that in quarantine?
That would
tie-dyed the white couch.
Or dye it another color.
I mean, it's the thing to do in 2020. Dyeing things.
The 90s are back. Anyway, but they've replaced it with I was researching, they've replaced it with a different couch that's deeper.
Thank God, because people who have fat asses need a nice deep couch. That's the one thing that I hate about this couch, is that I just feel so proper when I sit on it, because when you sit, you're just like have to sit straight up and your feet just placed flat on the floor because there's no other way to sit. I like to sit crisscross applesauce when I'm on the couch. So I kind of have to turn sideways to do that.
Okay.
So you always want to sit properly on the couch.
And I also want to put my feet up, and normally I use this chair to prop my feet up, because the ottoman rolls. This is not ideal.
No, it's really not.
And I always have a tray on it, which I can move the tray, but it's not ideal that it rolls. So I think I'm actually going to get rid of that ottoman.
Thank God.
So anyway, well, welcome everyone. We don't have an agenda. We were not prepared.
We just wanted to do, I guess, an impromptu.
Yeah, we wanted to do. I thought we would maybe have one or two more interviews by now, but it can be a little bit difficult to get those things set up. Anyway,
but last week we were thoughting and bopping around Orlando.
We were thoughting.
Well, I was Thotiana.
Last week we were downtown, and we went. The goal was to go to Neon Beach, which Neon Beach has kind of exploded on social media here in Orlando.
I want to go Dirty Bingo. They started Dirty Bingo this week.
Anyway, but Neon Beach, the takeaway there, the positive takeaway, was that drink that you got.
Oh, Lord. I got a boozy Dole Whip frozen. It was so good. I wish I wasn't driving, and I probably would have had another one.
I need to figure out how to make those at home.
I'm sure we can easily.
Because this was so good. Mine was good. I would say the drinks were good, but Stephanie's was like
all it was pineapple
on point.
Pineapple, vodka, and yeah, that's it, I think. Banana. That's why I ordered it, because I love banana.
The other takeaway was the shrimp, which I'll let Stephanie
That was the best.
talk about.
I think, what was it called? Fire shrimp or something?
Something.
Bang shrimp.
It wasn't a very unique. It wasn't bang, but it wasn't unique.
The description on the menu doesn't do it justice, because it states that it's like a spicy shrimp sauce.
It wasn't.
But it wasn't spicy at all. It was sweet.
But it was good.
But it was the best thing we ate. I would definitely go back just to eat shrimp and drink drinks.
Yeah, I would go back for the shrimp. I would do my own order of shrimp, probably.
Yeah.
I think I could. I had the Florida Man sandwich. It was okay. It had house-made brisket, and it was okay.
And then we got chicken fingers, and they were gross.
Yeah, the chicken fingers were just not good.
The fries
there was no flavor. They were slightly dry, but it wasn't. To me, it wasn't the problem that they were dry so much as the lack of flavor. Yeah. And so Neon Beach is like, they're kind of popular for their entry wall that has a big flamingo and it says Neon Beach. And that's kind of what people are taking pictures of. And so you're like, oh, wow, this is kind of cool. It's like a trendy, almost like Miami kind of beach vibe.
This weekend, I don't know, they're kind of trying to use it as a multi-use space. They posted on their social media they had a huge Zumba class.
Yeah,
so they cleared all the tables to the side. They have kind of a little like stage where they have a DJ booth set up.
I just thought that
they have brunch too, and they DJ brunch.
The aesthetic was not that great for me. I thought the interior design, and the only really great thing was that first wall, I think.
It's a quick...
I think that they turned around really quick and they just said, okay,
I wonder what
let's
used
get
to be
this
there.
open.
Do we know what used to be there?
I have no idea. Also, I felt like it had been, like, it wasn't brand new. Like, it had been lived in for quite a while already.
Well, I think we came a little late to the game. It opened months ago.
Yeah, well...
But there is some convenient parking nearby.
There is convenient parking. We did, on the way back to Insomnia Cookies. If you want to know where it is and you know where Insomnia Cookies is, it's right next to Insomnia Cookies, which we did try that night as well on the way back to the car, and we give that a thumbs down for Insomnia. Everyone always is hyped up Insomnia. I think the reason that Insomnia gets hyped up is
because they're warm, that's it.
It's because they're hours.
Oh, are they open?
I think they're 24/7, or they're open till like 3 a.m. or something. So I think they get hyped because they're open late, and they're generally like in college towns.
Yeah, mostly.
But I wasn't impressed with my cookie from Insomnia. So after Neon Beach, we went to Aloha Beautiful, which was beautiful.
Knocked my socks off. The interior was gorgeous. Everything had, intricate detail.
So this is the same people who do Mathers, Social Gathering. It's the same group that does it. And it was beautiful. Like, probably the best tiki bar I've ever been in.
I would like to see it a little more lively. Like, we went during Senior Citizens Hour. So there was only like one or two other parties in there. So it kind of had like no, soul, if you might. There was no one singing karaoke. There was no one playing music. It was kind of just quiet. But it gave us a chance to like check it out and see everything without crowds in there.
Let's see. It's where Joysticks was, so their bar is still
a Monopoly board.
Monopoly board. Which Monopoly to me is still mid-century, so it kind of...
But I think it would have been cute. They could have put like seashells or something and then did a resin pour.
They could have.
I guess maybe that's expensive. I don't know how much resin costs.
I don't know either. But they had a great setup with the karaoke rooms and the swings, and
they have 2 private karaoke rooms, and then they have.
Well, they might have more. I don't know. Maybe we didn't see one.
I don't think that was it.
But we definitely saw 2. And you kind of come up this narrow staircase. I thought it was going to be smaller than it was. It was actually bigger than I thought it was.
Really?
Yeah, I thought it was decent size.
Have you ever been to the Tiki Bar down by the Lake Eola Farmers
Yes,
Market?
we've been together.
That one is pretty small.
Yeah, that one's pretty small.
That's what you were expecting? Something that size?
Yeah, just like a hole-in-the-wall tiki bar place. But this is a little bit bigger than that. And there's like, I love the different like divided seating areas, kind of similar to Mathers, how Mathers has those divided like living room almost setups.
It did. It felt like a bunch of many little
the drinks here
rooms.
Were not the best. So shout out to them. We gotta step up our drinking game.
Because you could have a ton of cute drinks, like a ton.
Mine was cute. It just was meh.
You had a nice ice though.
Yeah.
You had like the little pebbly ice.
Yeah, that ice.
That really
good.
Levels up your drink, in my opinion.
Yeah, it was good. But don't let that discourage you from going, because it's a beautiful bar. Just to see the space. I thought it was.
They
really
even
well
have
done.
swings.
Yes.
But if you have too many drinks, I just want to hit like, what would be really fun if they would put like a live stream cam just on the swings,
so you could
so that I can see when drunk people fall, because I'm telling you it will happen. Because I attempted to get on the swing sober. I got on, of course, but it was not easy. Because the swing is right up against a table. So basically instead of sitting in a chair, you sit in the swing.
Right.
So it's not like a free range swing. But I can see people toppling
Absolutely.
ass over tea kettle.
Absolutely. But at least they have something to hold on to in the front of that table. And so that faces the stage. So that's a prime spot for viewing for whoever's performing that night. As we were leaving, it seemed like there was somebody setting up maybe music and maybe getting ready. But this evening that we were in downtown was early evening. Before the kids came out.
When we were going down the stairs, there was like a whole gaggle of children running up the stairs. So
a flock of what are they, Gen Z, I guess.
Oh God.
But highly recommend. Definitely check it out for aesthetic. If you enjoy like Adventureland and in the Tiki Room, this is what that is, and it's done very well. And I feel like the decor they put in there was high quality. It wasn't like chintzy. It's not a chintzy tiki bar where
it was good.
Where there's like cheap props and cheap gimmicky things. I mean, yeah, tiki theme in general is kind of gimmicky, but
I thought it would have been cool if they would have given us leis. You know, I think that would be a nice touch to give your guests, just to kind of bring the theme in.
If they buy a drink.
Yeah, if you buy a drink.
Because those are super cheap.
Yeah, they're pennies.
If you
could probably get what's that Chinese catalog they should order? Oriental Trading.
Oriental.
Probably buy like $1 million of them for $2.
Yeah. Is Oriental Trading Company still a thing? I'm sure it is.
I'm sure. I used to get catalogs all the time for some reason. I don't know why.
Mom did. We got them as a kid at the house all the time.
And I would always circle stuff and tell my mom I wanted it. And she's like, I'm not buying that. You don't need 200 yo-yos. And I'd be like, Mom, but I want it.
Fine. So as we were headed over to Aloha Beautiful, we ran into another bar that's owned by the same group.
It caught our eye.
It caught our eye. And so I was looking it up so that everyone has the right name. But I can't pronounce the name, so I'm going to show it to Steph and see if she...
Are you sure this is the right name? I didn't know it had a big, long name.
Yeah. I mean, what did you think it was called?
I don't know. Something simple. Basically, the A-frame on the outside of the place said, it's lit. Anne Tagog's Lamp Supply.
Tagog? Teague?
Can Google
This is how
can you press something to make Google say it?
Oh yeah, let me see. So you talk about this bar while I pull this up.
So basically it's a pretty small bar, but it also has similar like pods of seating. Like up near the front window, it's a huge table that we thought would be really cool to like play cards if you like to play cards or poker.
They did have card games.
Big round table. Yeah, they had card games. They had Cards Against Humanity and a bunch of other decks.
This is loading and it's gonna tell us how to play.
Teague.
Antique. Oh, Antique.
Oh, Antique.
So it's Anne, like the person's name, Antique's Lamp Shop.
And the bar is full of lamps from floor to ceiling. Like tons of lamps just stacked like a bookshelf, basically bookshelves full of lamps.
So it's Antique's Lamp Supply. It is downtown, as we said. It's on 50 East Central Boulevard. And so we just happened to walk by.
And we were like, that looks so cool and kitschy. Like, definitely something that our TikTok fans will love, I'm sure.
Right. So we headed in there after our experience at Aloha Beautiful.
And they have a similar seating situation with pods. Kind of like pods with couches. So they had like, I would say 2 or 3 couch pods and then that big round table in the front.
Right. It was for
and bar seating, of course.
For a while, we were the only ones there. We did a seat at the bar. I forget what our bartender's name was.
Yeah, he was nice.
Started with an N?
I thought it started with a J.
Oh, well, we apologize.
You're usually better with names than I am.
I really have been getting worse at names.
But he was, telling us a little about his history in Orlando, where he had worked, what different bars he had worked at, and explained some cocktail creation stuff to us.
He's worked on the music scene prior to COVID, and he's, during COVID he had to shift gears, so he has focused more on making genuine
craft
cocktails. And his cocktail, I forget the name that I got. I'm sorry, everyone. I forget what
it was
I got.
pretty
but
too.
it was very good.
And they have even the bar setup was super cute. They had all the, what do you call those? Like the cherries,
garnishes,
all the garnishes, and these cute little see-through glasses. So it just looked so. I don't know. It just looked cute.
I don't know. There was a vibe in there. It did smell old, like an antique shop, though, when you walked in.
I wonder if that's a smell you purchase.
I mean, it was like a little...
Or it could have came from all the things they had to put in there to make it.
Yeah, it was so... to me, it was like a strong, this smells like an antique shop or your grandma's, basement, which my grandmother didn't have a basement. But it did hit you with that, and that kind of went away. But at least it did for me. I
didn't have that thought, and my sense of smell is super strong.
Yeah.
But then the bar had little Tiffany lamps on it.
It's really well done, and it's a fun theme. Wouldn't think of that, like a lamp shop as a bar theme.
And then we got a drink in a light bulb glass.
Yes.
You can get their frozen drink of the day.
I think it's only on the
in
weekends.
a light bulb.
I think on the weekends. Yeah, it's a weekend thing. He was prepping it, and he made us a drink in a light bulb.
It was cute.
Very cute.
Nice theme.
Neon Beach still had the best drinks in my opinion for the night. Then Lamp Supply, and then unfortunately Aloha.
So I wanted more drinks there at at Neon Beach, but I knew I had to pace myself. Because I wanted to try a drink at each spot.
You were already feeling it as we were walking out of Neon Beach. We have learned that you cannot hold your beverages well
anymore,
which I don't. Whatever, I don't understand why. Because that Neon Beach one was not even that big.
It is what it is. I can't explain it.
But that's okay. You paced yourself. I pretty much drank your rum runner that you got at Aloha Beautiful.
Yeah.
I sucked that down at the end, and
because we can't
that.
waste.
No, you can't waste alcohol like that.
And then later in the week, we went. We were invited for a media event for Prometheus Esoterica. So if you guys watch our TikToks, I don't know that we may have touched upon it on our Halloween episode.
Yeah, we've talked about.
So it's this really amazing oddity shop. So they have all kinds of I wouldn't just say specifically Halloween. They have old medical supplies, old a coffin.
It's an oddity shop.
They had X-rays, stuffed animals, not stuffed. Wait, what's the word I want to use? When you take an animal that was real and you make it look real and put it on a piece of wood. Taxidermy.
Yes, taxidermy.
They have animal heads, full animals, a skeleton.
They have an
ostrich,
and the penguin.
And they moved just down the street, so it's over in Winter Park, but they now have their own storefront. They were in the back of a vintage Abbey Rose vintage shop, so basically their own little area of another store.
So for our Disney fans, if you like the Tiki Room in Adventureland, go to Aloha Beautiful. If you like the Haunted Mansion and things with spooky vibes, go to Prometheus Esoterica.
But it's really beautiful. They did an awesome job on the build out.
And Whitney and Adam are so friendly, the owners.
Amazing.
So very friendly.
We're going to have them on the podcast, hopefully, within the coming months.
Yeah, I would say in the next month or so.
We're going to give them time to settle in there. But he did a lot. We spoke with them, and they told us they did a lot of the... If you go in, you'll see it's a lot of shelving and just built-ins to create the theming of the location, and he built it all. And it looks so cool. It just looks amazing. If you were ever in the other store, when I first saw the other store, I thought to myself, this deserves its own store, obviously, because it's just so...
Was everything kind of decorated like that in their little book?
Yeah, it looked just the same, just smaller. The theming comes across really well.
When you step inside and you're in there for a few moments, even as soon as you step in and close the door behind you,
you just feel transported.
You feel like you are in a strip mall.
Yeah.
You definitely do not feel like you're in a strip mall. There's no exterior light coming from the outside. Well, we were there kind of at night, so my guess is that there's no exterior light. I don't
no, because I
any
was
light leak in.
So if you want to see what's inside, you have to step inside. You can't look through the window.
You either need to go there physically or you need to go to our TikTok and check out our TikTok.
We're gonna post another one probably tonight, actually.
So by the time that this airs or is posted, you will be able to go over to our TikTok at Orlando Out of Context and check out the TikTok. Really, the Neon Beach one is up. That TikTok's up, so you can go take a peek at that. Prometheus Escoterra is up. And probably Aloha Beautiful. Yeah, Aloha Beautiful is definitely up. And Lamps is up, too. Everything is up now. So go check that out. Head over to our TikTok or Instagram. We eventually post everything to Instagram, but if you want to see it, right away as soon as we post it, you should go over to TikTok. What else is going on?
I had a friend in town this weekend. First time I've seen her in over a year since COVID. We're all vaxxed, waxed, and ready to go. And we did Disney all week. And
we sure did have a struggle. So we tried to go with Rachel to brunch, and
oh Lord, the brunch hustle, man.
We went on Sunday, and if those of you in Orlando might recall that on a Sunday in what month are we in? April. It rained quite a bit. At least I don't know. It was kind of like middle of the day, like in the morning, and it was raining a lot. And we were like, oh well, maybe this will kind of keep people inside, and they won't go out to brunch. Wrong.
We had planned to go to the waterfront down on Orange, but mostly that's outside on the lake. So we were like, we're gonna have to go somewhere else. But everything was just
so we stopped
booked.
by Earl's at
Millennium Mall.
Before we left Earl's, I called, and Earl's was a 20-minute wait, and then probably 45 minutes to an hour later, by the time we got there, it was an hour and a half wait. And then even though this is not really a brunch spot, we stopped by the Licking, and that had people out the door waiting.
Oh, I really wanted to go to the Licking too.
So then we went to Ale House, because I
forgot about our Ale House experience.
Our Ale House experience. So I told Steph and Rachel, I was like, let's just go to Ale House.
Which I was surprised because Brian usually doesn't care for Ale House.
Because first of all, I knew that they probably wanted to go there anyway, just during Rachel's trip. Yeah. And second, I know what the service is like. It's always good service, and you get your food relatively quickly. We were already really hungry by then because we've been trying to get
a damn meal for 2 hours.
And I knew that it was before noon. It was like 11:30, and I knew that they wouldn't be too hopping yet, if at all, because, I don't know, I always feel like that International Drive location that I can generally get a seat.
Generally, anytime I've gone there, it's quick seating.
And that the food, what to expect with the food. So, obviously it's not like, well, it is better than Earl's. The food there is better
definitely.
Than Earl's. Earl's comes out cold for brunch. Anyway, so that's why I was like, so we were there, and I saw on the menu that they had a Nashville hot chicken sandwich, and I was like, well, let me try this. And my gosh, it was really, really good.
I didn't try it.
So good.
Should I have tried it, or was it too hot for me?
No, I think you would have been fine. But I didn't want you to try it because I wanted it all for myself.
Yeah.
It was so good.
It was glistening.
Yeah.
The sandwich was glistening.
It looked like it could have been in a photo shoot.
And you did a little photo shoot with it.
I mean,
so look forward to it.
I think we will do a TikTok.
Look forward to it on our Instagram.
And let me tell you, the top shelf long.
It doesn't need a filter. It was so beautiful.
It was so beautiful. And then I got because I was gonna plan on drinking anyway that morning because Steph was driving, and I was gonna get endless mimosas at Earl's, and then that didn't work out. So I decided that I would drink at Ale House, and they had a top shelf Long Island iced tea. It was so good. Even Stephanie, you liked that.
Yeah, it was good.
It was good.
I like a nice Long Island.
It was perfect. and I could
really gets you, you know.
And it was only $7.
What a deal!
It wasn't even happy hour.
So we do have now some. I actually through my looking through my exploration, looking for another brunch spot. I've actually added a bunch of spots to the list. We want to do Santiago's Bodega.
Oh yeah.
Bodega. We got a lot of bodega.
I like how you say bodega.
Bodega. We got a lot of shout outs to for that place when we posted some other brunch TikToks. People saying like it's the best brunch in Orlando, and they have like an insanely fatty brunch where it's like what? How much was it? $45, but all you can eat.
And that
like all the
mimosas,
meats and mimosa sangria, like all the meats.
Listen, that when we go to that needs to be the only thing booked that day. Like the only thing that we're doing is going there,
and then just roll ourselves home,
and then coming home and getting into bed and taking a nap.
But we want to do that. I guess that will be more of a celebratory meal, maybe for someone's birthday or a holiday. I don't know.
It just needs to be planned.
Yeah.
I think it needs to be planned. Like, 2 or 3 weeks in advance, we get a reservation, and we're like, well, we can't do that with your work schedule, but we'll figure out something so one time when you're, off on the weekend, we can go.
And then on Monday, I took Rachel to the Four Seasons to get, those of you who have listened before know that is where my all-time favorite breakfast is, at Ravelo.
That is
the pancakes.
That is a really good breakfast, and the atmosphere is.
It was such a beautiful day. We sat outside on the patio by that ball that shoots water.
A fountain.
Yeah. So it was so nice. There was nobody else out there eating while we were eating.
Really?
So I felt like I was kind of like at my mansion.
Oh.
And
yes.
For some reason, the woman who sat us, she was like following around the other employees. So we had a waiter come take our order, and then he brought us drinks, and then he brought us out this tray of jellies and a little bottle of Heinz ketchup, like single serving bottle.
Jelly, like spreading the jelly jam.
And then when the food came out, a different woman brought our food, and the woman who sat us just followed behind her. So it was like she had an assistant. I don't know. It's just like she was just kind of there.
And you were there on a Monday, so was there a lot of other people there? Or no?
Not really.
Obviously not, since you were the only ones outside. The whole time you ate, you were the only ones outside?
Yeah.
How nice.
It was nice. There was one family that came out there to take a picture in the middle of our meal, and they were being loud and annoying, but then they exited quickly. But yeah, I mean, I just felt so fancy. Like I felt like I had a butler, and like, they were just serving me at my mansion while I sit out. Like I kind of felt like a Kardashian.
Sounds perfect.
And I just heard the water dribbling.
They have what looks like a nice adult pool, but unfortunately you have to stay there to partake in the adult pool. And I say that because at the Ritz, if you go to the spa at the Ritz, you can take advantage of the spa pool, which is adults only. But unfortunately, when you go to the spa at Four Seasons, they don't allow you to use any pool, which I think is a...
Maybe we should just try to crash the pool.
Big thumbs
Every time
down.
I've been there, there's not been either no one or about 5 people at the pool.
But honestly,
so do you think they would have a problem with that?
I bet you... I don't
Unless
know.
it's a wristband situation.
Maybe, because when we were there at the beginning of the year, the pool attendants there were super friendly, so maybe we could sweet talk them into be
just give them your wink. Your signature wink.
When I'm drinking a drink. Wink.
Yeah. When you're sharing with your shamrock shake.
Shamrock shake.
Or shamrock shake.
What else?
I think that's it.
What else do we have to talk about?
Not much.
Okay. Well, guys, thanks for tuning in. Trying to think if there's anything else. I think that really is it. But we're back to popping and grooving over here in Orlando. The tourism is coming back.
Oh, it sure is.
We need the businesses and like Disney and everyone to keep up and catch up and like
Hire back people.
Let's get restaurants open and other things, and let's extend our hours, and let's come on, let's get back.
Did you know Epcot's open till 11 now?
A lot, yeah, most nights, if not all. It just everything in general, like.
Oh, I had a delicious cupcake at Animal Kingdom. So I saw a TikTok that showed all of the Animal Kingdom cupcakes, and they have like a honeybee cupcake, a butterfly cupcake, a flamingo cupcake, and Rachel wanted to eat at the barbecue place.
Flame Tree?
They had, their cupcake there was the flamingo cupcake, and it was pink, and it had chocolate flamingo wings, and it had a chocolate head, and then inside it was a strawberry cake with strawberry Pop-Tart filling. It was delicious.
You know what that reminds me of? And I don't know who it was, if it was you or somebody else. Somebody made some kind of lemonade or...
I made pink lemonade cupcakes a long time ago.
Those were so good.
A long time.
Do you remember those being good?
I didn't think I liked them.
I
felt like they tasted like Sprite or something.
Yeah, no, they were almost bubbly. Yeah, I liked them.
Had a bubble to them. Yeah.
Where did you get that recipe?
I don't remember. God, that was 5 years ago.
Was it 5 years ago?
I made those. It was so long ago. Yeah.
I just
I can't even remember. Can't believe
when
you remember
you
them.
said flamingo, because I think they were pink.
Yeah, they were pink.
So that's what made me think of them, and I think that they were really good. And I don't think it was as long as 5 years ago.
It was some time ago. I haven't made cupcakes in a while. I've been wanting to. I don't know what's stopping me. Probably just.
We don't really need
laziness.
cupcakes laying around.
Yeah,
Cupcakes.
that's what it is. That's what keeps me from baking or doing a lot of things, because it's like I can't eat it all.
You know what that reminds me of?
You never want to eat too much sweets.
Right. You know
My
what that reminds
coworkers
me
don't
of?
deserve any sweets.
That reminds me of in Bridesmaids, that scene where she just makes a single cupcake, which is quite clever. I mean, she makes this beautiful, perfect cupcake, and she just devours it afterwards. You know, you can make cupcakes in the microwave in a mug cupcake.
Those taste like shit.
I think they sell packets for that now.
Yeah, they're not good.
I don't think I've ever.
But you know what I did buy recently? When I was buying pancake mix, the last time I bought that box, they had single serving cups of pancake mix.
Oh.
And I tried it.
Was it already wet, or you had to put the water in?
So when you open it up, it's dry mix, and then there's a line that you fill the water to, and you just pop it in there. And it was all right. It wasn't bad.
So you shake the water in there, there's a plastic lid, and then you shake it up?
Yeah, you just mix it, and ends up being one little cup of batter.
Okay. And how many pancakes did you make?
Well, it just, you just put it in the microwave, and it makes one big fat pancake. It's basically like a cupcake that tastes like pancake.
Oh.
So then, when you take it out, you just kind of break it up a little bit, and then pour some syrup and a little dollop of butter, and you have pancakes on the go.
Wow, what a time.
It wasn't half bad.
What a time to be alive.
2021, Oh, you're vaccinated now. You did.
I'm vaccinated.
We could talk about that.
Yeah.
That was a good experience for you. And
well, now
from our comments, it seems like it's getting better, because people are saying they're waiting much less time than you did.
Oh, that's good. Johnson & Johnson has been put on hold. Did you hear that?
I did.
So it's affected, I think it's 6 women, and one woman unfortunately passed.
Only women? Of course. Of course it would attack women.
Blood clots. So, but there's 7 million people who got it. And
yeah.
Yeah, of course we don't want anyone to have complications, but that ratio is kind of that's nothing. But it's unfortunate to hear, so they put that on pause. But anyway, the experience at the FEMA vaccination site at Valencia West Campus was good. I had been wanting to get the vaccination, never got a call to schedule an appointment.
Still never to this day?
Still haven't to this day. Now they probably know that I've already gotten, because it's in that system now. Because I pre-registered in the system that tracks if you got the vaccine or not. However, that Walmart where I put my name on the list, they never called me.
Assholes.
Maybe they're still working through their wait list, But anyway, I got the day that I went. They were giving Johnson & Johnson at the FEMA site. I went on Tuesday, the day after it became available. The vaccine became available to everyone. And I got there at about 6:50. I had planned to get there more like at 6:30, but traffic getting into Valencia, I was sitting at a light that my light to turn left was not changing. Like it went through like several cycles and me just sitting at a red light and everyone else getting to go like one or two times. And so I'm just sitting there watching all the other cars go in. I'm like, oh, well, there goes
rude
people in front of me, whatever. And so I got in there and it was about a 2-hour wait. Everyone was very friendly, very efficient. You could tell that they had been doing this for a while and they had been doing it with people in the different age bracket who qualified. So they already had experience of how to run it. And so it went smoothly. And so my experience is that the 12 hours from the time that I got the vaccine or got vaccinated, I did get body aches. I did not get chills. I just really got body aches and then a mild headache. And when I got up the next morning, so basically that started in the evening at about 8 p.m. And the next morning it kind of felt a little bit, but as I got up and started to move around, that kind of went away. I just was tired. That's all.
Oh, you had a rash too.
I have and there's still kind of there's like 4 or 5 little dots on my arm. The opposite arm from where I got vaccinated, the point of entry. But, I would recommend, and I haven't seen those comments, the more recent comments of the people talking about the vaccination site. So they're saying
they said they had a pretty short wait.
Oh, that's good. I figured after a week or 2, maybe 3, it would be almost
died out a little bit.
No wait, yeah. So
I've been vaccinated since March because I'm a healthcare worker. So
you're an essential worker.
That's what they tell me.
Fine.
Essential.
Frontline worker. Okay, so is there anything else?
Any questions from the class?
Any questions? Raise your hand.
Thank you for coming to our TED Talk.
Yeah, thank you guys. Go check our TikTok. That's where we put the most of our energy right now is TikTok and showing you guys. It's fun to show you guys where we're going and what we're doing. So make sure you check out our TikTok. If you don't have TikTok, that's fine. Head over to Instagram. We just post a little bit later on Instagram. So we're normally like a few days, sometimes a week behind on Instagram. But eventually the content all gets over to Instagram as well. So check out both. But if you want that content fresh off the press, you want to go over to TikTok.
Fresh off the press.
So let us know if you have any requests, places.
Recommendations.
Recommendations you want us to go.
If you're a business and you want us to come out.
Yes, if you want to collaborate, if you want to be on the podcast, let us know. Reach out to us. We know that there's people listening more and more now, which is kind of nice. And I think that probably comes from TikTok and what we're doing on TikTok, and we get more visibility that way. So if you're listening and you're a business or you know of a business who would like to be interviewed by us or who wants to collaborate with us, shoot us an email or slide into our DMs on the Instagram, and we'd be happy to talk. We are selective a little bit just to make sure it fits our brand.
Yeah.
But to reach out to us and we can discuss.
Of course.
We always like to discover new things because there's so much happening in Orlando, even during these times. You know what else I will finish with is Portillo's is still not open.
Assholes. What was the follow-up opening date?
The follow-up opening date was March 23rd, and they didn't meet that. And so they're still not open. I feel like it's a big, almost publicity stunt. And they're in cahoots with White Castle.
Well, White Castle has placed a sign and it's officially lit up on the building that's unfinished.
So this is what happened. This is my conspiracy.
Why do you think they're in cahoots? They're two different companies.
I know, but they're trying to drum up publicity for themselves. Not that they need it, but I think they're trying to create even more. Okay, so here's the deal: White Castle is going right next door to Portillo's. So what happened was Portillo's was supposed to open the first week of May. The first day the Portillo's was supposed to be open, White Castle launches that ghost kitchen.
That was supposed to be up until their
that was supposed to be around
opened.
Until brick and mortar. So they open up the ghost kitchen. Then it's discovered the Portillo's is not going to be opening, that they postponed. And then all of a sudden White Castle is like, well, we can't do this anymore, which is, to me, that is BS. Because how can you not, like... Listen, if you're going to run a restaurant, and that's the only industry... No, I haven't spent time in merchandise, but I've only spent a few months in food service. But you have to make orders. You have to place orders with your suppliers.
Like for 1,000 pounds of meat,
yeah,
30,000
whatever
slices of cheese.
Like, and for the next week. You know what I mean? So I'm sure somebody would love to come in. If this is something that they could comment on, I'm sure listeners will be commenting on it right now. But what I'm saying is, like, you have to plan when you open up anything. That involves like food. You have to plan your orders, right? Right. So basically, what happened is White Castle shut that operation down because they quote unquote couldn't handle the volume.
Quote unquote.
Quote unquote. So now you have White Castle who's in the press, and you have Portillo's who's in the press. White Castle has failed at their quote-unquote pop-up or their ghost kitchen, and Portillo's has postponed their date of opening to later in the month. But now, so that creates headlines, right?
Right.
Okay. So
now you're talking about it too. So
correct. So now Portillo's was supposed to open on March 23rd, then they didn't. And now White Castle is almost done.
What if they open on the same
day? That's what I'm saying. So what I'm saying is, I think
There's going to be a huge traffic jam over there.
I think Portillo's and White Castle are like, we need to open on the same day to garner the most like publicity that we can, even though they don't really need it because individually there's such a demand.
From the comments of our posts, people are like chomping at the bit for this stuff.
Die over both of these places.
Both of these restaurants.
So,
but you know what's funny? Everyone was writing in the comments, basically talking about how you're gonna just be shitting yourself after you eat White Castle. I've never had White Castle, but that's what everyone keeps saying.
Basically, I think I was told by a new friend on TikTok. He said I would stick with 4 just to start, and I was like, maybe I'll stick with 2 to start because,
I mean, 1, it's a burger.
It's a frozen burger, which McDonald's is frozen too, but it's a processed burger.
But I mean, like, why are we eating multiple burgers?
Because they're small. They're sliders.
Oh.
Yeah, they're sliders.
Well.
But I think I'm fine with White Castle. I want to try White Castle. I will consume White Castle. Hopefully I don't like it too much because it is like right next to where we live.
Yeah.
But I have a feeling that I'm going to like Portillo's.
I've eaten at Portillo's in
you
Chicago.
Have?
Yes.
You didn't tell me that.
I thought I told you that.
No.
Yeah. When I
you're holding out. You did not tell our listeners.
But the thing of it is like I didn't know till after that it was such a big thing.
Okay.
Like when I went to
visit
who took
Rachel. Rachel took you?
And we did Hanson concert and she showed me around Chicago. This was my first time to Chicago. She took me there and I thought it was just because it's just kind of like a fast food restaurant.
Right.
Like I didn't have any idea that it was like this big
just
thing.
like Culver's up north is a fast food restaurant. But Culver's now here is kind of like a fast food because they're everywhere now.
Yeah.
But I love me some Culver's.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't even remember what I ate. I know I didn't eat a hot dog because I don't like hot dogs, and I didn't have the chocolate cake that everyone says that we need to eat.
The shake, the chocolate.
Yeah,
cake
I didn't have a shake, so there's still things for me to cover.
So what did you have?
I don't remember. I know probably a cheeseburger, maybe a cheeseburger. I don't eat hot dogs, so
I know.
Or there's got to be a cheeseburgers there.
I'm looking to see if there's any new information.
Yeah, I mean this is years ago though. I'm trying to think. I don't know, maybe like 2012 or 2011 that I went.
So this is in a different city. The Glendale Star. I wonder if this is Glendale, California that they're opening in the Portillo's. Oh no, it's Glendale, Arizona. I'm trying to figure out. Guys, I don't see anything. Ooh. Ooh. Ooh, this is news.
What?
Gordon Ramsay to open a restaurant at Orlando's Icon Park.
Oh, I heard that
That's
already.
huge news.
Why? You still haven't taken me to Flavor Town.
I'm not going to take you there. I'll bring it here.
No, you're taking me to Flavor Town.
I mean, what do you want me to do to you to take you to Flavor Town?
It's a state of mind.
Okay.
Take me to Flavor Town.
We do need to order Flavor Town. What app do you order Flavor Town through?
I think it's one of the ghost kitchens.
It is. Anyways, it says, I'm trying to see what kind of restaurant.
I don't know. After eating Chicken Guy or Chicken Chick or whatever the hell it is, I don't know if I want to go to Flavor Town. You know?
I don't know. People still are like, say good things about.
Or hearing about Heather McMahon's, remember the trash nachos in Mexico?
Her whole like digestive system fell out from underneath her.
From one appetizer.
It had to be something else. Because you don't just take one bite and then everything goes to hell. She had a bad margarita. Anyway, so Gordon Ramsay is supposedly bringing his fish and chips concept, which I'm kind of disappointed about that. Like, that would be cool if he brought the Hell's Kitchen concept to Orlando.
I don't really know anything about that.
I don't know a lot about Gordon Ramsay, but he does the show Hell's Kitchen, and he's really kind of violent to his staff, and that's what he's known for, being for really assertive and opinionated. And he has several restaurants.
So you think it would kind of be like a performative restaurant, you know, like when you go to Dick's Last Resort and they make fun of you and call you names?
It's more, they wouldn't, in Hell's Kitchen, it's the staff.
Yeah. But do you think
it's the staff
you would see like the boss like yelling like, "Fuck you, you're fired"?
I don't think it's that experience.
Oh.
I don't think it's that experience in Vegas.
What's the restaurant we ate at in Vegas?
Buddy V's.
Oh, Buddy's.
Yeah, that's much different. Like, Buddy's is a baker, and that restaurant, Buddy V's in Vegas, was just not that good. But like, Gordon Ramsay is like a chef, so his stuff. I've actually been to the fish and chips place in Vegas, and it was good. But I wish it was a steakhouse that Gordon Ramsay was bringing here. But anyway, that's what I get for Googling while we're live or while we're recording. But there's no Portillo's opening date. There's no new opening date. So
they had a sign up saying hiring weeks ago.
Yeah, I don't know. They've had it up for a long time. So what do? You hire somebody and then you tell them you're just going to have to wait a little bit longer? And then what happens is, how do you retain that person that you just spent all that time and money trying to hire, and then you say, "Oh, we're not opening right now"? Do you pay them?
Yes, it's probably just a bunch of teens anyhow. You know?
Yeah.
Did you see they built an emergency room over there too?
Yeah, I did.
So when we're shitting ourselves from the burgers, we can just
head right over there. Get an IV. All right, everyone. Well, thanks.
But they did. I
guess this episode's not over.
They did can the cinema, didn't they?
Yes. So we have talked about Alamo Drafthouse. Unfortunately, Alamo Drafthouse, I don't know if they went bankrupt, but it's not just an Orlando thing that we're not getting. I think that they're shutting down some locations across the country. They're not a huge chain of theaters, but it's unfortunate because that was going to be a nice cinema, I think, because they had strict rules. Like, you could not talk, you could not have your phone on, and they would kick you out if you were doing that type of stuff. So that would have been nice to see here. But unfortunately, due to, I'm sure, COVID is what really kind of took them under, because their ability to have people in their movie house was basically eliminated for months. So, but I've been back to the movies, and you haven't been back to the movies.
No, not yet. Because there haven't really been many good movies playing, honestly.
I saw Raya at AMC, and it was a good experience. I saw it on the dine-in side. Dine-in side to me is already socially distanced.
Yeah, because you kind of sit in couples.
And so now you place your order for your food at a little table or kiosk outside the theater.
Oh, a kiosk.
Well, they set up not a kiosk. They set up a table, and someone is taking your order, and then they bring it to your seat. You tell them what seat and theater you're in, or theater and seat, and they bring it to your seat. And that's it. All right.
That's a wrap.
That's a wrap. Thank you guys so much for joining us in our not impromptu, but we did not prepare. We didn't have show notes this time. I think it went well. I think it went well. We found things to talk about.
Go on Apple Podcasts and leave us a 5-star review.
Yeah. Go over to Apple Podcasts. I think that's the only place you can leave
or
a
leave
review.
a 1-star review and roast us so I have something to laugh about.
Give us a 5-star review. All right, guys. Until next time.
Bye.
Bye. Follow us on Instagram at Orlando Out of Context. Instagram is where you can connect and interact with us, as well as see photos and videos related to this week's episode.
Make sure you subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play, and iHeartRadio.
Line, then you're good.
I don't want to be cut off again.
As long as you have a little wavelength on your line, we're good.